The most repeated spellings for the listening fill in the blanks and write from dictation that we have been sharing with you free of cost. Look at the YouTube comments and look at the WhatsApp comments as well. How frequently the people are getting the same spellings in the exam. Not only that, they are also getting the questions from the prediction files. So why are you lagging behind? This is the easiest way to get top scores in the listening fill in the blanks just by perfecting the most repeated spellings of this particular month and the previous months. Watch it till the end. Hey everyone, this is Anurag here from Edutrainex PTE and I hope you all are doing good. Same words, same spellings are getting repeated in the exam that I've been giving to you on the YouTube channel, in my spelling videos as well as in the vocabulary videos. The words are getting repeated. I've told you multiple number of times before as well. Even though the questions get repeated or not, the words do get repeated. And you have seen just now the YouTube comments, the WhatsApp comments, how people are getting them frequently. And not only that, we also teach you the techniques to crack the spellings of the words that you are not aware of. So join the list of successful students. Before they were not very confident, but later on after doing and attending these kind of videos, they were able to get the scores what they were looking for. How to get the spellings from this video, how to get the prediction files, you can look at this flyer. You can become a YouTube member and you can get all the prediction files that we are sharing on a monthly basis, all the questions. Not just the spellings, but every single module is covered for you, the most repeated questions of the exam. And if at all you are still struggling with the exam, then you know what to do. You can just WhatsApp us and we'll help you with the live classes. So watch it till the end, like and subscribe, and let's start cracking. So using this secret technique that you can expedite your learning for the spellings and the words that get repeated. So using this secret video method and the techniques that we are teaching you in this particular video, the exam will become much simpler for you. So the spelling trick of the month is right here on the screen for you. So earlier I have shared you many spelling tricks that you should be aware of. So that helps you to crack the spellings of even the words you are not aware of. And this one is also very important that you see on the screen. The root word concept. The root word always remains the same and we just combine the prefix and the suffix like this in this case, comfort, comfortable, uncomfort, uncomfortable. Using the same root word, we can form new words out of it. And you can see an example below. Employ is the word and how many words we can create out of it. Employee, employer, employment, unemployment, unemployer, all those words can come out of it. So that is very important concept that you should add into your learning if you are preparing for the PT exam. Now, as promised, I am going to share you the most repeated spellings for this particular month. So if you have your pen and paper ready, or you can start typing in the comments box and see how much you are scoring. You have potential to get around 15 marks from listening fill in the blanks, and whatever spellings you do wrong, the easy points are lost there. So make sure you are focusing because some of these words you are going to see in the exam. Okay, so if you're ready with your pen and paper or your keyboard, let's start. The first one is occur. Occurrence, occur. Occur is the root word, and that's what. Occur, occurrence. The second word is related to irrigate, watering. Irrigate, not irritate, irrigate. Irrigate the plants. The third one is restriction. There are so many restrictions in the PT exam. Restriction, singular. It's a noun. The fourth one is barriers. The barriers that the police put when people are protesting. Barriers, or the barriers that you can't cross. It's a plural word, barriers. The fifth one is droughts. Droughts. Drought, if you don't know the word meaning, is related to famine, when there is no rain for a long time. Droughts. The sixth one is numerous, like many, plenty. Numerous. The seventh one is disappeared. Disappeared. There is a root word here, appear, and you are just adding prefix and suffix. Disappeared. The next one is deformed. Again, root word. Deformed. And mark my word, these are exam words. If you know the root word, you can form your own words out of it. Deformed. The ninth one is optional. Okay, listening fill in the blanks is not an optional question in the exam. Optional. That's what it is. And the 10th one is horror. When you are surprised very, very annoyingly or deeply, horror, or like the horror movies. Okay, let's see how many you got successful this time. Now you see the list of the words. The first one was occur. And this is how it is spelled with a double C, occur. Irrigate again has a double R. Irrigate. Gate is simple. I has a sound of E. Irrigate. Restriction should have been easy if you knew the root word restrict till here and shun in the end. Restriction. That makes a noun. The next one was barriers. Barriers, as I told you the meaning, but there is double R. See how many double R words are appearing? 3 already. Barriers. And who did not get the spelling of droughts? Right. Like brought. Drought. Dr, ow, and GHT like fight, sight, same pattern. Numerous, numerous. Break it into syllables and it will be simpler for you to understand how to get the correct spellings. Next one was disappeared. Disappeared. I told you the prefix and suffix concept with the root words. That's what we see here. Again, same thing. Deformed. Form you already know is the root word D and ED. Prefix and suffix can make new words. That's what it is. Optional. Option, or if you know the meaning of option or the spelling of option, OPTION, just put an L. Optional. See, this is a very common pattern for adjectives. Any words ending with L normally becomes adjectives. Musical, circular, perpendicular, parallel. All those are adjective defining something, describing the noun. Horror with a double R again. Or. It's not pronounced as or, horror. Okay, that's how it is pronounced, but it is spelled like this. Okay, let's get ready with the next set of 10 words. Let's see how many you get this time. The first one is respiration. The process of breathing, respiration. It is a noun. The second one is migration. I know many of you are trying for migration to Australia. That's what is the word, and it has come in the exam recently. Migration. The third one is evidence. So when you are migrating to Australia, you need to provide a lot of evidence for your experience, for your education, everything. Evidence. The fourth one is time scales. Time scales. Easy to know if you can break down into 2 words. Time scales. Okay, time scale is defined as time width or the frame of time that you're looking for, like the application processing time, time scales. The next one is companion. Companion. Someone who gives you a company, could be a friend, could be a colleague, companion. The sixth one is minimize. Like you minimize a window or minimize something, contract something. Minimize. Now there can be 2 spellings for this, the American and the British. Both are accepted in the exam, so don't worry about that. The next one is flakes. Could be skin flakes, it could be snowflakes. A very thin piece of material. Flakes. The next one is audience. So when I'm making a video, I'm expecting audience to watch, isn't it? So that's what audience is. Audience, like Australia audience. That's your clue. The ninth one is insurance. Insurance can be health insurance, car insurance, travel insurance. Insurance. Noun again. And the 10th one is inevitably. Inevitably, meaning something that cannot be avoided. So giving the PT exam for Australia PR is inevitable. But this word that I gave you is inevitably in the adverb form, inevitably. Okay, time to look at how many you got correct. Let's see. Respiration should have been simpler if you know the root words respire or respiration. That's how. It ends with a shun, making it noun. Migration, another noun. Migration. No my, mi. Evidence, 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 not se, ce. Time scales, as I told you, if you can just break it into two words, time scales, you can get it simple. Companion, companion, companion. Meaning I already told you. The next one was minimize. I already told you there are two spellings that are acceptable in the exam, minimize or minimize with a ZE or an SE. Both are accepted. American and British spellings. The next one was flakes, like a snowflake, F-L-A-K-E. Okay, F-L-A-K-E, like a break, flake, same spelling in the end. Audience, audience. I gave you the clue of Australia, starting with AU, audience. ODN and another CE, no SE. Same thing was there in evidence. Okay, only few words have SE in the end, like dense. See the insurance, again CE in the end, no SE, insurance. Okay, I missed an N here. It is INSURANCE, insurance. And the next one was inevitably, something that cannot be avoided. Inevitably, inevitably. Okay, so how many did you get it correct? We have covered 20 so far. I'm hoping that you are getting good scores. Okay, let's look at the next 10 words and see if you are improving or decreasing. So you need to see where you need more focus on, which type of words, which type of spellings. All are exam most repeated words. Okay, so let's start cracking on the next set. The first one is concert. Concert by a singer, by musicians, concert. Performance. The next one is cognitive. Cognitive, it's an adjective related to brain performance, how you think. Cognitive, cognition, cognitive. That's the word. The third one is insecure. Insecure. Another root word, secure, and you are just adding a prefix, in, to make it opposite meaning. Insecure. The fourth one is nutrition. Nutrition. The diet, the food that you eat. Nutrition. It's a noun, ending with shan. The fifth one is a difficult word, I must say. Listen it carefully. Exacerbated. Exacerbated. I'll tell you again slowly. Exacerbated. But in the exam, unfortunately, it won't be that slow. So make sure you are familiar, especially with the difficult words like this. Exacerbated. The next one is monolithic. Monolithic, like a single piece of something. Out of a single rock, they have made out a temple in ancient times. That's a monolithic structure. Some people pronounce it as monolithic, but it's actually monolithic. The next one is democracy. Democracy. Okay, most of the countries have democracy now. Some have communism, some don't have it. So, democracy, where people vote to elect the government. The next one is commitments. Commitments, plural. So when you enroll for this exam, there are many things that you need to commit from your side, and there is a list of commitments that you need to fulfill. The ninth one in this one is commencement. Again, it's a long word. Commencement is a noun form of commence. It is related to starting something, beginning something, commencement. So when you commence your training for the PT exam, you need to start focusing on the basic things like spellings. And the 10th one is assessment. So when you go for the exam, your response will be assessed and the software will make an assessment. Again, noun form. Okay, some difficult words we saw here, but these are also important words that you see in the exam. And you saw many people are getting the same words in the exam. Many people are thanking me, in fact, to share these kind of videos with you. So I have continued sharing these videos on a monthly basis, and I'm 100% sure a lot of you are getting benefited from it. Let's see the spellings now. The first one was concert, no SC, concert. Cognitive, C-O-G-N-I and T-I-V-E is a very common type of suffix for adjectives. Insecure, I told you if you know the prefix in, secure. Its meaning is opposite of secure. The next one was nutrition, nutrition. Again, common prefix and suffixes. So common suffix for noun is shan. Exacerbated, this was the difficult one. Exacer with a C, bated. I'm sure you might have got this part, you might have got this part, but curbated, it's not serbated, exacerbated, exacerbated. Okay, be careful with this word. If you get in this exam, make sure to revise it before you go for the exam. Monolithic, that's how it is written. Monolithic, no THICK, just stop at C. The next one was a very familiar word, democracy. Democracy. The eighth was commitments with a double M here. Commitments. So many M's here, and it was plural, so that's why we have an S in the end. The next one, another difficult word, commencement, again with double M. Commencement. Similar to commitment, commencement. Three M's again. All right, and the last one is assessment. Assessment. Don't laugh at the first syllable, which is here. Jokes apart, this is how you break it down into syllables. Assessment. Assessment. Okay, let's look at the last batch of the words that are also frequenting in the exam right now in the listening fill in the blanks module. So be ready with your pen and paper. Let's look at the first one is communicable. It's an adjective related to communication. Communicate is the root word. Communicable, communication, all are the words that are formed from this root word. Communicable. The next one is again an adjective, approachable. So we are approachable. If you write comments to us, we do reply to it. You WhatsApp us, you do enroll to our classes. So we are approachable. Easily you can be contacted with. That's what approachable means. The third one is accumulation. It's a noun, accumulation. Something that is accumulating for a long, long time. When you are learning the language, learning the grammar, you are accumulating the knowledge together, collecting it together. The fourth one is philosophical. Again, an adjective, philosophical. Philosophy is the root word. Philosophical is a word formed out of it. The fifth one is demotion. Opposite of promotion is demotion. Again, noun, ending with shun. The sixth one is commissioner. Commissioner of the police or commissioner of a group or a body. Commissioner. Be careful with the double M, double S. Could be many. The seventh one is supervisors. Supervisors. People who supervise someone in the exam, in your companies, in your businesses. Supervisors. The eighth one is presentation. Like a presentation I am giving in front of you. Presentation. Present is the root word. Presentation is the word forming out of it. The ninth one is difficult. It's sovereignties. Let's see how many of you get it right. Sovereignties. 10th one shouldn't be that difficult. Perspectives. My perspective, my views, your perspective, your views. So the number 9 was sovereignties. Number 10 was perspectives. Okay, now let's look at the last batch of the words before we do some exam questions and see that these exam questions are carrying some of the words we just discussed now. The first one was communication. As I told you, double M is here. Communication. Communication, that's how you break it. Approachable, again a double P, approach. Like in a cockroach, same roach is here. And able. Able is a very common suffix. Comfortable, approachable, giveable, able. The third one is accumulation with a double C and single M. Accumulation. Accumulation. Again, this part you should have got it right. The fourth one was philosophical. Philosophy. No F here. PHICAL. Okay. The fifth one was demotion. Opposite of promotion. Demotion. Motion is easy to get. Just put a DE in front of it. Becomes demotion. Now, commissioner was a long word with a double M, double S. And see if you can break it like this. Mission and er. Commissioner. Commissioner. Okay, mission you already know, MISSION, com you already know, ER you already know. Just combine them together, you get the spellings. Supervisors, supervisors. That's how you break it in syllables. Presentation, present you already know, presentation. Again, common form of suffix used for nouns. Sovereignties, I told you it was a difficult one. So sovereignties, this is how you spell it. SOVE. Reign, not like the rain, REIGN, raining something, like reigning and a kingdom. King reigns, that's what it means. It's pronounced as reign, REIGN. And then cheese is like that, sovereignties. I know it's a difficult word, so note it down and make sure you are very, very comfortable when it comes to you in the exam. Listening should also be intact. When you're listening, you should understand that this is the word that was spoken. So you should understand the correct pronunciation as well. Perspectives. This should have been easier. Perspectives is a very common word, but it's an adjective, again ending with TIVE. Perspectives. Okay, now let's do some exam questions from the listening fill in the blanks and then see how many you can get it correct. Some of the words we just discussed it now will also be audible in this question. So make sure you are ready with your pen and paper and keyboard.
Dave Hackenberg, a beekeeper since, can usually tell what killed his bees just by looking at them. If they are lying on the ground in front of a hive, it's probably pesticides, he says. If the bees are deformed and wingless, it's probably vampire mites. But last fall, Hackenberg saw something he had never seen before. Thousands of his bee colonies simply disappeared. He was in Florida at the time, pulling the lids off some of his commercial hives. To his horror, they were all empty.
Okay, so there are 4 blanks. The first one was ground, deformed, disappeared, and horror. Many of the words we did just now. Ground is a very simple word, so I did not cover it in the list of spellings that are frequented in the exam. Deformed, disappeared, horror, these are some peculiar spellings that you should be aware of. Okay, this is a question directly picked up from this particular month, December, and that's where it is appearing frequently now. Let's do another one and see if you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blanks this time.
Dams are huge man-made structures that act as barriers on a river. Today, the main reason people build dams is to produce electricity. They are also built to restrict and control the flow of water in a river. Throughout history, dams have been used to prevent flooding and to irrigate farmland. Dams supply about a sixth of the world's electricity, and they significantly reduce the risk of floods and droughts. They also make water easier to access, especially in desert-like areas, where water is in low supply. There are, however, some negative effects of damming rivers. Many people's homes are knocked down to make space for the dam, and flooding can occur in the reservoir, which is the area behind the dam where water collects. This can cause valuable farmland to become submerged under the lakes.
Okay, the audio is finished now. See some of the words, how they are pronounced. This is a word I heard just now, is normally people pronounce it as reservoir. But how did they actually pronounced? I think this word is coming from the French dictionary, reservoir. That's how it was pronounced. So you have to be careful what you are listening. If you listen and understand, then only you can get the answers and the spellings right. So first skill that you need is your listening skills. Without any doubt, that is the number 1 skill that you need. Okay, let's look at the answers now. Barriers, restrict, irrigate, droughts, and occur. All the words we did, and these have come in the exam in this particular month and maybe in the future as well. So you might be the lucky one if you see the same question in the exam. And if you're really weak in your spellings and if you're really tensed about what shall I do to fix my spellings, then you should start watching the spelling videos that I have been sharing from the last couple of months. And if you want to get ahead, if you want to expedite your learning quickly, more perfectly, then you have to get access to the prediction files so that it gives you not only just the frequented words, all the words that have been appearing in the exam for this month, for the last month, or any months. You can join the YouTube membership and you will get access to all of them. So in the meantime, if you haven't watched the video, very important video that I shared on busting the pitch issues that have been haunting the students for PT speaking module. Very, very interesting video you all should watch. In the meantime, keep watching Edutrainex, and I'll soon be back with another super informative video on PT. And if you need paid assistance, do WhatsApp us on the number that is showed here, and we'll help you clear the exam very easily and using simple techniques. See you soon.